Welcome to the greatness. Playtest 8 has released and many cantrips have been reworked. 5e did have a few that were rarely worth it. Starting with True Strike. It now allows you to make a weapon attack with your spellcasting modifier instead of strength or dex. At higher levels you deal bonus radiant damage. Clearly this is a much better version, comparable to Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade. Though True Strike does not deal as much damage as those two, it does deal radiant damage, which bypasses weapon resistance, and it can be used with reach weapons and range weapons. I would change at higher levels. Range weapons add d6 damage and melee weapons add d8 damage. Mages need a better incentive to use this in melee, where they shouldn't be, instead of taking the disengage action. Blade Ward. Previously used an action to gain resistance to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning for a round. Now it is a reaction that gives disadvantage on attacks against you. This is a much better version. Friends is now a wisdom save, and they are no longer hostile towards you when the spell ends. That last part is what ruined the original spell. With its removal, this becomes a highly valuable cantrip, especially in the hands of a charisma based character. If you start with +3 charisma, that is +5 minimum to social ability checks with advantage using friends. The balance is that you can only cast it once every 24 hours on the same target, and it is only 1 minute, meaning you better know what you want to say to get your results quick. Acid Splash is now a 5-foot radius, so you have a chance to hit more than 2 targets. But honestly, having more than 2 enemies in a 5-foot radius is such a rare occurrence that this becomes a nerf, because at least the original spell avoided hitting allies. Poison Spray, 30-foot range spell attack. Much better. Shocking Grasp. This is a nerf, since it only prevents opportunity attacks rather than any reaction. As I mentioned with True Strike, mages need an incentive to use these kind of abilities in melee. On average, Shocking Grasp does less damage than a True Strike staff. The risk of missing and being stuck in a terrible position is too high. It would be fair if this spell prevented an opportunity attack regardless if it hit or miss. That would give reason to choose this cantrip. Chill Touch. They made the range touch to live up to its name. The original spell was completely fine. Keep the original version. Spare the Dying. Now a 15-foot range. Excellent buff. Shillelagh. Damage now increases at higher levels. I like that. Produce Flame. Bonus action to light a larger radius, and an action to attack with a 60-foot range without snuffing out the light. This is a nice buff that allows you to remain providing vision for the party in dark areas. Other cantrips in previous playtests were Guidance, which is officially a reaction, just like how everyone uses it already. Resistance, now a 10-foot range reaction. Great change that finally makes this a viable choice. Elementalism, this is pathetic. There are already cantrips that do this and better. Fire should add or remove a light source. Earth should add or remove difficult terrain on natural surfaces. Water should turn to ice and vice versa. Give this more value. Sorceress Burst, 120-foot spell attack, where if you roll max damage, you can add another damage die, and you choose the damage type. This is a sorcerer exclusive cantrip that has a 12.5% chance to roll max damage, and at higher levels, you add a d8 to the base damage, which increases that chance. Honestly, this is a chaotically fun cantrip that fits the sorcerer. Vicious Mockery, a bard exclusive cantrip with increased damage, and you can target someone as long as you can see or hear them. Overall, most of these changes are good, but there's still room for improvement. The goal is to make every cantrip a viable choice, and this is in the right direction. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and until next time, peace.